chance to get back at Cardo.
That's enough.
Crush Cardo, but I have to secure my daughter first.
Not now. They're getting on my nerves.
Digicel TV, home of Rugby League. Dial *515# to subscribe.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr.
And I'm Jasmine Jack. Join me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, PNG mourns the passing of Sir Julius Chan, 160 million kina paid to schools nationwide, and a weightlifter returns to podium. We begin tonight with a sad news of the passing of Sir Julius Chan, a prominent figure in Papua New Guinea's political landscape and a respected leader. Sir Julius Chan, who served as the Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea in 2 non-consecutive terms, passed away at 12:30 p.m. today at the age of 86.
The last man standing, Sir Julius Chan, passed away peacefully in his home village of Manmantinut, Uris, in the Namatanai district of New Island Province, surrounded by his family and friends. The Chan family, in a brief statement, thanked those who have stood by Sir Julius and shared his legacy throughout his political life from pre-independence to the time of his passing. Sir Julius Chan was born on April 17, 1939, in the New Island Province. He dedicated his life to public service, becoming one of the first Papua New Guineans to make a significant impact on the nation's political framework after gaining independence in 1975. Throughout his career, Sir Julius was known for his dedication to economic development, education, and infrastructure improvement. His leadership style was marked by his vision for a prosperous Papua New Guinea and a commitment to empowering its citizens. Prime Minister James Marape, when announcing Sir Julius's death, described him as a true visionary with his focus always on the people of Papua New Guinea. He believed in the potential of our nation and worked tirelessly to uplift our communities.
For me and Rachel, we were privileged to have sat with him in my first 5 years as a journeyman into politics. I was under the words of People's Progress Party. He endorsed me in 2002 for Tari. He endorsed me in 2003 with the Honorable Dr. Alan Marat for Tari again. I have a lot of fond memories of him. My affinity to him is much deeper than most think of. I know three of his sons at a personal level. One is a close friend. And so, I also share in the loss very, very deeply. I never knew. Yesterday in cabinet, I talked about Somare and was emotional. And today we're losing the last man standing. And it's a reflection for all of us as leaders. We're surely in moment of transition. It is now our time to rise up, leave personal interests, leave bickerings, petty politics aside. Let's rise up, put the country first, and lift it up, progress our country in honor of these great men who are passing by us. He remains the last man standing. He's passed. I want to ask to honor him properly in being good stewards of our people's leadership mandate conferred on us.
During his time as Prime Minister, said Julius faced numerous challenges, including political unrest and economic difficulties. However, the late said Julius stood the test of time and remained active in his political duties until his passing. Hiri Moale, TVWAN News.
Meantime, Prime Minister James Marape has announced a week of mourning to honor the last man standing. Marape paid tribute to the great man Sir Julius was and passed the country's condolences to his family, the members of parliament from New Ireland, and the people of New Ireland province.
Party leaders, governors, ministers, vice ministers, chairmen of parliament, parliamentary committees, members of parliament, it is with greater sadness that I announce the passing of the last man standing, the generation of Papua New Guineans who birthed our country into independence. While Somare may have been the father of the country, our late Sir Julius is certainly the father of our modern economy. He conceived Kina and Toya, was our country's first finance minister and our country's second prime minister. And so later today at the 50th anniversary program, launch of programs, I've instructed Minister Tachenko, we will tone down on the fireworks, no fireworks. We tone down on the musics. We have a reflection on Somare, on Sir Julius. Minister Tachenko has been asked to get a lot of videos of Somare and Sir Julius and the Independent Day. We sit down, we announce his passing. We mark the house cry, week of house cry that is starting. And it'll become a state funeral. He's an ordinary man. He's the second prime minister of our country. He assisted Somare in birthing our country. So there'll be a week of mourning. We'll announce today at the Parliament precinct. The program is at 6 o'clock. Please, all leaders who are in Port Moresby, let's come by. Let's start. Let's show respect to Sir Julius. Let's attend this evening's 50th anniversary program announcement to make him the centerpiece of our program this evening.
5 cadet trainees at the National Center of Excellence of Bomana Police College have been dismissed following drunk and disorderly behavior.
Police Commissioner David Manning, in announcing their dismissal, issued a warning to all new police recruits and officer cadets that the country expects the highest standard in their behavior, both in uniform and when not on duty. He says the RPNGC has strict administrative processes to ensure the police force is one of professional service. These processes resulted in the dismissal of these 5 trainees from the force. Serving our nation requires the highest standards. This starts on the first day of training and continues through every day of service in the RPNGC. He said a vast majority of the constabulary's recruits and cadets have demonstrated their commitment and have been let down by these 5 individuals. Manning says the police force we are building today is not the RPNGC of the past. Trainees undergo rigorous training at the National Center of Excellence, and excellence is what is expected from them. He says these officer cadets have not only let themselves down, but have let their families and communities down through their behavior. The Prime Minister has set a target of 10,000 police force by the end of this decade. This will only be achieved through high standard of professionalism in the force. Sepa, TVWAN News.
160 million kina residue funds have been remitted to schools this week. Education Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra confirmed that schools with kina bank accounts received their funding portion as of Tuesday this week, with BSP and Westpac accounts to be dispatched anytime this week.
Schools throughout the country queried that the first quarter of the government's free education payment has not reached their schools' accounts. This has resulted in some of the schools charging additional fees. However, the wait is over for some schools, as Secretary Kombra today confirmed that the 160 million residue funds were remitted to the schools, starting with schools using kina accounts.
Of the funds, and we've already executed the transfers. We had about 160 million kina that were residue funds, and some funds we received towards the end of last year. That has already been remitted to schools. I think Kina Bank was the first, the previous night, and I need to follow up and check, but yesterday maybe the other two banks may have remitted funds again.
Kombra added that a total of 110 million for Term 1 was released by the Department of Treasury and is placed in the department's trust account. The department is currently in the process of releasing these funds.
Since received another 110 million kina or so from Treasury, and that's been put into our trust account, and we're in the process of transferring that to pay the balance of Term 1. So the requirements of funds that we need for Term 1 has all been received from residual funds, so the first installment of our warrant. So that's been well catered for, so there should be no reason for schools to say that funds have not come.
The Secretary issued a warning to the schools to refrain from charging additional fees. He added that a clarification circular will be distributed to the schools to clarify how funds should be used.
A clarification circular that I have done today, it will go out. That will specifically explain what the funds that we are sending out to schools must be used for, number one. Number two, what are the fees that schools should not collect? Because we are hearing that schools are collecting some, like registration fees, transfer fees, ID fees, and all kinds of fees that are collected. Those are illegal fees that the schools are collecting. They should not be collecting any fees. But there are also some costs that the parents have to meet. For example, the ID cards, the uniforms, the cost of clothes, food for the child to go to school, and there are other costs that the parents have to meet. That's their responsibility.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Tuberculosis is currently Kapuna Hospital's biggest challenge. Every month, the Kapuna Hospital in the Gulf Province, tuberculosis reportedly receives between 30 to 40 patients. Another rising concern is leprosy. Hospital officials say TB and leprosy patients are admitted and treated in the same ward.
Today, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the Gulf Christian Services Agency and TotalEnergies PNG Limited, reaffirming the Papua LNG project's commitment to supporting health outcomes in the project's area communities.
As you will know, tuberculosis is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, health issue in the area, and we do have an interest as well in terms of public health, but also for our project, we want to employ local people. If they have tuberculosis and that they could be infectious, we cannot employ them. So we do have also an industrial challenge there and interest in getting people cured.
The Kapuna Rural Hospital in the Gulf Province reportedly receives between 30 to 40 TB patients. Another rising concern is leprosy. Hospital officials says TB and leprosy patients are admitted and treated in the same ward.
Also have more TB suspects are now coming to Kapuna. Not only that, we have, with this funding program, we have trained more than 150 TB volunteers. And these TB volunteers tries to identify people who are coughing and people who are sweating and people who are sick, and they try to encourage them to come to Kapuna to be checked properly, whether it is TB or other things.
Chairman of the Gulf Provincial Health Authority assures Kapuna Rural Hospital of the authority's full support going forward.
That's why partnership is very, very important to deliver quality services to the provinces. We've made a commitment to the people of Gulf. Now, in the country, the index Gulf is ranked. It's 21 out of 22. It's way up. You know, you have 22 provinces. And that just shows you the state of health in Gulf.
Meanwhile, Dr. Dora Lanturut Katal from the National Department of Health formally handed over the Level 4 health certificate for Kapuna Rural Hospital.
It's all of us in this business. It is essential that partners continue to support health services in our provincial health authorities, particularly in remote and underserved areas. The commitment of both Gulf Christian Services and TotalEnergies to continue their support for the health sector in Gulf.
The hospital serves a catchment area of 30,000 people in the Baimoro local level government, as well as the eastern regions of Kikori and Ihu LLGs. Maricela Kelaton, TVWAN News.
Meanwhile, Managing Director of TotalEnergies Limited remains committed to sustainable development, operations, emphasizing that these are not just words but reality for the company taking care of its communities.
And this is a way for us to thank the community who are welcoming us, who are hosting us. We owe that to them. The Papua Energy project is a long-standing project. Actually, it's a project for the next generation. It's a project for your children and the children of your children. And we have to keep that in mind. Maybe you know that our CEO, Patrick Pouyanné, has met last week in Davos, in Switzerland, during the World Economic Forum with Honorable Prime Minister James Marape. We are following the strategy that has been presented in April to Prime Minister Marape. We are now in the rebid phase that we hope will bring a better cost to the project.
This is TV1 News. After the break, New Power supports Hiri Moale preparation and senior public servants commissioned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for him chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves. The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young plan alapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no P&G, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. The 2025 Hiri Moale Festival has launched its first sponsorship event in preparations for this year's celebrations. With 4 contestants confirmed, 2 pending and 4 vacancies open for the Miss Hiri Hanenamo 2025 title, excitement is building for the 51st Hiri Moale Festival, scheduled from April 3rd to April 6th. The 2025 Hiri Moale Festival has launched its first sponsor event, with New Power Limited committing 100,000 kina to support the construction of the Hiri Lakatoi, cultural preservation and community initiatives. Speaking at the media launch in Lealea Village, the village councillor Nao Iru highlighted the cultural significance of the festival.
This festival is not just a celebration. It is a profound expression of our culture, our history, and our shared identity. The Hiri Moale Festival is a time honored tradition that brings together our people to honor the spirit of our ancestors. Who navigated the waters with courage and skill.
The event also marked the announcement of New Power Limited as the gold sponsor for this year's festival. Speaking on behalf of New Power Limited CEO Michael Uyari, Bisia Gaeta reaffirmed the company's commitment to community support.
I'm proud to support the construction of Hiri Lakatoi by Lealea Village as part of our community investment program. We extend this support to the Motukoita Authority for 2 reasons. One is to mark celebration leading up to our 50th anniversary of nationhood. 2 is to promote the preservation of our culture, values, customs, and tradition in the ever-changing world.
Additionally, New Power announced a series of community initiatives, including sponsorship of an entrant in the Hiri Hanenamo competition, funding for 20 students to attend Port Moresby Technical College, the delivery of 9,000-litre water tanks to 5 villages, continued sports programs for school children, and the completion of double classroom libraries in Papa and Boira villages. Motukoita Assembly Manager Mari Kila also welcomed the sponsorship and acknowledged the festival's significance.
Today's event is a celebration of our rich cultural heritage and the legacy left by our ancestors. The Lakatoi symbolizes hope and pride, reminding us of the brave individuals who sought friendship and respect across seas, forging lasting relationships, particularly with the people of Gulf Province. And I wish to announce that for the 51st Hiri Moale this year, we will have Gulf Province to be part of our program and our festival.
As preparations for the festival continues, the event is set to honor traditional heritage while embracing new opportunities for cultural preservation and community development. The Lele village community has been given the honor of constructing the 2025 Hiri Lakatoi for next year's Hiri Moale festival, rather this year. Project coordinator Giwa Iru says preparations are underway, with the first phase focused on gathering materials. With only 8 weeks to complete the build, experienced craftsmen known as Baritauna will guide younger generations through the process, ensuring the traditional knowledge is preserved for years to come.
To Lele village. This is not the first time that we are going to construct the Lakatoi. We have constructed many Lakatois for the past Hiri Moale festival. The recent one being 2009. We constructed the Lakatoi for the Hiri Moale festival for 2029. We also constructed the Lakatoi for the 2015 Pacific Games. But the highlight or the notable one, as the councillor said, is the Lakatoi that was built by our elders, who have, many of them have already passed on. The Lakatoi they built in Townsville, Australia, to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II for the Pacific. So we are privileged and honored to build this Lakatoi this year.
Many villagers along the Magi Highway are questioning the work of Sebore River Culvert. One of these questions is why the Department of Works is not building a bridge. This question was due to the ongoing damage of the culvert and the recent reconstruction that caused major damages again.
The Sebore River Culvert is one culvert that people along the Magi Highway are most worried about during heavy rain seasons. Although it was recently constructed to improve river flow between two sides of the road, it was badly damaged due to erosion of the culvert and road. The current construction is the replacement of culvert with a reinforced concrete box culverts perpendicular to the main channel. Villagers are now asking why not a bridge to solve all issues. However, Works of Department has provided answers to their queries. Secretary of the Department of Works, Gibson Holemba, shared that the damages at the culvert issue at Mirigera village is the installation of the pipes incorrectly placed, causing damages from erosion. Therefore, relocating the concrete box culverts to be parallel with the river flow will fix the problem at a minimum cost. He emphasized that constructing the bridge will require road widening on both road approaches and with major earthworks and road safety improvements. Jasmine Irojak, TVWAN News.
Education Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra, Office of Censorship Chief Censor Jim Abani, and 3 legislative councillors from the Office of Legislative Counsel were commissioned today at the Government House following their reappointments.
Education Secretary Dr. Kombra was reappointed for a term of 4 years. Chief Censor Abani was reappointed for a term of 4 years, and the 3 councillors from the Office of Legislative Counsel, Alice Wana, One Piece Desmond Koro, and Frederick Polinand, were reappointed for a term of 3 years respectively. They were commissioned by the Governor-General Sebob Dadai today at the Government House. Their commissioning ceremony was witnessed by the Department of Personal Management Secretary Tai Sansan, executives from the Education Department, the Censorship Office, Legislative Council Office, Family and Friends. Speaking after the commissioning ceremony, Secretary Dr. Kombra said this will be his third term serving as a secretary for the Department of Education. Kombra thanked the government for having the trust and confidence in him to lead the department.
Government and my minister, Honorable Lucas Dekana, and all staff of the Department of Education and the ministry who have been very supportive in ensuring that we deliver education services to all our people.
Kombra said the implementation of new structures, such as the phasing out of elementary schools and the selection processes of grade 8, are some of the reforms he intends to achieve.
Reforms in the 166 school structure, where we have to move the elementary schools to primary schools and phase out the elementary system. We have to move out the selections at grade 8 and 10. We have to remove that. We have to complete the reform in the curriculum of SBC with textbooks and making sure that students have access to all the curriculum materials they need.
Chief Censor Abani said he plans to modernize and digitalize the censorship office to ensure that the information that is coming out into the country is properly filtered for public consumption.
My appointment, I had a vision for the office 2025 and going forward. I gave the strategic direction to my office to modernize and going digital now. So it's about modernization and digitalization of the Office of Censorship. That is my strategic direction to the office.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2494 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2419 $0.3859 Australian dollars, 0.2248 euro, and 37.25 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee and cocoa closed higher, gold, crude, oil, and copper closed lower, copper and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Hey, do you know that Cell Money gives you twice the digital credits you recharge when you top up your phone with Cell Money?
Yes, I have a good news. So now I put 3 kina in my phone. I receive 6 kina credit.
Well, that's why now I like to top up 5 kina because I receive 10 kina. And then I use my credits to call, send text, or get data.
Let's go to a digital store or Cell Money agent today. Deposit money in your Cell Money wallet to top up and receive the double credit.
Dial *888# to do it all with Salmoney.
This February, discover stories of grit, innovation and purpose. Meet the students of Crest Secondary School as they and their teachers rise up to the challenge of carving their own path to success. Explore challenges and strategy shaping Singapore's future as it navigates the unique trade-offs of being a city-state. Is there life after dementia? Instead of giving into the disease, Alison Lim wants to inspire change and help others with the same condition lead meaningful lives. This February on CNA.
The greatest game of all is back. Oh my goodness! The glory. He's gonna score! And the passion. Wow! A season that changes everything.
Thanks for staying with us. About District Development Authority has honoured a Memorandum of Understanding signed 6 months ago guaranteeing credit to rural women who want to do small to medium-sized businesses. About MP Sir Pukatemu, who was present for the handover of the 1 million kina promised in the agreement, said that the MOU signed 6 months ago for rural communities is important.
Member for Abao Sepu Katemu delivered 1 million kina from the District Development Authority to the Women's Microbank in Port Moresby on Wednesday.
It is very, very humbling for me to eventually come after signing the agreement 6 weeks ago to actually bring the money, 1 million kina, to this important organization, the Mama Bank.
Sepuka said he leaves the administration of the funds to the care and expertise of the Mama Bank in accordance to bank policies and requirements. Sepuka apologized to the people for the late delivery of the funds promised in the agreement signed last year. He said it was due to interruptions caused by activities from 10 January of 2024. Managing Director of Women's Microbank, Gunand Ididas, thanked Sepuka for keeping his promise as a fulfillment of an agreement signed by Abao District and Mama Bank.
The first and foremost thing is actually this agreement we signed last year is a credit guarantee scheme with Abao District. It's basically the support given by the district development is going to support the MSME and informal sector and SME sector that is going to flourish the economic activities in the district.
Mama Bank is looking at a minimum of 500 kina to 500,000 loan through its informal and SME and MSME loans, while the groundwork is being done for the location to move to Kupiano. The Mama Bank will start the process with a dedicated counter in the bank to serve the women of Abao. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
The Port Moresby Nature Park has been re-accredited by the Zoo and Aquarium Association Australasia, reaffirming its commitment to animal welfare and conservation. The park met strict international standards, securing its status as PNG's only accredited wildlife rescue and conservation facility. Home to native species like tree kangaroos and cassowaries, it welcomes over 150,000 visitors annually, including 30,000 students in educational programs. Officials say this recognition highlights their dedication to protecting PNG's biodiversity and inspiring future conservation efforts. 20 cocoa farmers from Eastern Highlands Province have completed a 2-day training focused on improving cocoa farming techniques.
The training, facilitated by the Eastern Highlands Provincial District of Agriculture and Livestock, covered key areas such as cocoa husbandry, shading, and general farm maintenance. Farmers from all 8 districts participated. Provincial District Agriculture and Livestock Program Manager Naisman Mitio, who led the training, said practical sessions included pruning, shading, and seedling care to enhance productivity.
I started with 150 farmers, the old farmers, and now 20 farmers were very successful, and their cocoa garden is now into production now. Like they harvest the cocoa pods, they ferment it, and then they are taken down to the lay or medium for sales. And some of them who cannot fill out the bag, they are selling to the other big farmers who have a big number of trees. So now we are going into production and sales of the dried beans.
Currently, only 20 farmers out of an initial 150 have successfully maintained their farms and are now harvesting and selling their cocoa in Ley and Medan. Last year's harvest earned them 15,000 kina. Mitio added that 16,000 seedlings were distributed last year and plans are in place to expand the nursery to 20 to 25,000 seedlings this year. The initiative aims to boost cocoa farming in Eastern Highlands Province, ensuring long-term sustainability for farmers. Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
In news overseas, it's a time for celebration, reflection, and maybe relief as the fiery year of the dragon comes to an end and the calm year of the snake begins. Communities across Sydney are gathering to ring in the Lunar New Year, and many are hoping the change in the zodiac will bring some peace around the world.
Starting the year of the snake not with a hiss, but a bang. Fireworks and lion dances bringing good fortune for the Lunar New Year.
It means a new year to start and refresh and have peace and love in our lives.
Just being with family, having lots of fun, yeah, lots of good things.
As the zodiac year of the dragon ends, the snake brings a change in tone.
Dragon is a feisty animal, so brings everything big. The snake is known for its calmness, its cool-headedness, and its charm.
Zodiac believers think that could have real implications.
Very good year to bring back, to lower down the temperature of the globe, literally, and also world affairs, hopefully. So it'll bring back sanity, humanities, and calmness.
Awareness and appreciation of the Lunar New Year has grown over time.
When I first came 36 years ago, there was not that much. But now Lunar New Year has been celebrated around the world, and particularly in Australia.
And of course, there's the food. For the Vietnamese community here in Cabramatta, Lunar New Year is all about sticky rice, known as ban tet. And let me tell you, it's pretty good.
Happy New Year, anything good luck, anything you want to do, and anything important for you.
Bringing hope and joy for an optimistic year ahead.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports with Jasmine, Darts PNG calls for support and Kari returns to podium.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Rugby has never been as hot as it is right now.
This upcoming Six Nations is the moment.
The interception comes from Lowe, and Lowe is away.
The pressure, the intensity. All you can ever do is be ready.
Ready for war.
Can everybody say Mbula?
Following the 2024 Pacific Break competition, we're celebrating the best musicians from across the region.
We are in for such a room treat tonight.
With a series of live performances from Fiji.
Y'all are amazing.
This week from Papua New Guinea, it's Danielle.
Oh, you wanna
get that 10-day Pacific Break concert, Danielle.
Every heist has its price. Let's go. If I'm wrong, we're dead. Cash out. We're gonna need some help. Every dream team starts somewhere. Champions. The world will be watching The Hunger Games. Sing along with an all-star cast in Mamma Mia, the final chapter, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
That's up in the air. Tugman underneath it. And India strike early.
Well, this is better. Warner on one leg.
That's a shot we've seen him play many times.
Oh no, and it's gone through.
Oh my goodness, what a blinder that is. That is absolutely sensational.
I would never speak to the likes of you.
Go and hustle for your crown. I am wearing mine. Where exactly are you going to?
Anywhere you want to go to.
I said you get down from my car.
Just tell me anything you want, I'll do it. You want me to work on the farm? Walulu.
Hello!
Darts Federation of Papua New Guinea's bid to host the 5th Dart Championship in 2027 was not successful after the federation didn't meet the criteria. PNG was not eligible due to its non-participation in the last 2 Dart Championships held in 2020 and 2023, despite being a very competitive side.
The bid to host the 5th South Pacific Championship in 2027 fell short due to the lack of active participation at the last 2 championships. With PNG missing out in hosting the titles, the Cook Islands Darts Federation won the bid to host the 2027 championships. This was announced at the closing ceremony of the 4th edition of South Pacific Darts Championship in Fiji last week. PNG men's darts team won the first championship title back in 2018 and didn't return to participate in the 2020 and 2023 events due to the federation lacking funding to send a full team. The PNG men's team remained very competitive and returned to Fiji and brought home gold medal after toppling a formidable Cook Islands side at the recent championship held in Suva, Fiji. President of PNG Darts Federation Molian Kilepak said initially they intended to bid for the host of the 2027 championship, but their failure to meet the requirements ruled them out to be the host.
I think it's all part of the policy strategy. We did not attend the 2nd and the 3rd. So one would correctly assume that it would be difficult to try and bid for the 5th if you're not there in the last 2. So I think that's how decisions are made. But the compromise is that members appointed me as the vice president for the South Pacific Darts, which is a positive outcome for the country.
Meantime, Darts Cook Islands are in high spirits as the women maintain their gold medal and the men with silver medals after losing to Papua New Guinea. And with this news, Darts Cook Islands have already started planning to top the hosting that was done by Tonga in 2023 and Fiji in 2025. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
Darts is amongst popular sports in PNG, but has not been receiving financial support from the government and corporate organizations over the years for its representative games. The lack of financial support was evident at the recent South Pacific Darts Championship in Suva, Fiji, where players had to fund themselves to represent the country. Despite lack of financial support, PNG men's team put up a super performance to win gold at the 4th South Pacific Darts Championship.
After leading the PNG men's darts team to another South Pacific Championship gold title, President of PNG Darts Federation, Mourning didn't hide his feelings about the oversight from the government and corporate organizations towards the sport that is nationally loved and played by many as a pastime. Kilepak is hoping their championship win in Suva, Fiji can attract sponsors to support them in their future events as they eye participation at the World Darts Federation World Cup set for September in South Korea.
Darts is not considered as a cost sport. That's why we don't get the necessary funding like other team sports or individual sports that are classed as cost sports. Okay, so for us, we were not able to attend the second South Pacific Darts Championship and the third South Pacific Darts Championship in Niue and Tonga respectively due to funding constraints. I'd like to see more involvement of the corporate sector with the National Federation. Hopefully this particular performance by our boys or the national team can make a difference, and we look forward to working with the corporate sector to change the image of that and seek more financial assistance.
Kilepak highlighted that over the years, the players make their own fundraising to represent the country at the international events. He added, "Darts is like rugby league and any other sports and deserves recognition at some stage." When calling for financial assistance in their future events, Kilepak thanked those that have chipped in and supported the players to participate.
But for our attendance in Fiji, I'm very grateful to the very close friends who chipped in some money, some funding to enable 5 boys and 4 women to be able to go and participate in Fiji. These individuals did not want to be named, so they said it was part of their contribution assistance to me as president to bring the team and give more profile to the code of darts.
Kilepak said PNG has a lot of young talents. They have showed it in the regional event that they can compete at the world sanctioned events. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
The JT Nines has reached new heights for its 2025 edition with a record-breaking 52 senior men's teams confirmed to compete for a total cash prize of 170,000 kina. This marks the largest cash incentive since the tournament's inception in 2016, initiated by Mosby South member and tournament patron Justin Kachenko.
The excitement for this year's competition has commenced with a pool draw conducted on Wednesday at the Mosby Southside Stadium. Tournament director Bagelo Solian emphasized the significance of this year's challenge, marking a special occasion as it coincides with Papua New Guinea's 50th Golden Jubilee celebrations. A healthy prize money is up for grabs. That's 50,000 kina for cup winners, 25,000 kina for runners-up, 16,000 kina for plate winners, runners-up 10,000, bowl winners 6,000 kina, and runners-up 4,000 kina. Also, this year they are introducing the pennants, with winners walking away with 3,000 kina and runners-up 1,500 kina. Solian urged all teams to uphold the spirit of good sportsmanship. He reminded representatives that adherence to the tournament rules and regulations is crucial. Any instances of misconduct, whether by players, team officials or supporters, will result in serious consequences. Solian re-emphasized again their main concern is that players must go through proper medical checks and clearance before they take the field.
So that's why our cup price is set at 50,000. Next week Wednesday we do the official launch here, all the teams come, and we do the launch from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's that. The women start next week Friday, and the under 20s on Saturday and Sunday. And then we go for the next 2 weekends with the women's and the under 20s for the next 2 weekends, and then the senior men start on the 19th of this month, and all the finals will end on the 23rd of this month. Yeah.
The official launch of the JT Super 9s is scheduled for Wednesday, February 5th at the Port Moresby Southside Stadium in Calgary. The event will feature a keynote address from Justin Tachenko and culminate in an exciting fireworks display, including participation from all teams involved.
So we've decided to have the games on Saturday and Sunday, so that does not, affect the schooling program, especially the under 20s. For the women's, they go Friday, under 20, Saturday, Sunday for 2 weeks, and then the senior men's come in on Wednesday the following week, the third week of the tournament. Yeah. So a total of 11 days.
For the first time, the tournament will span 3 weekends, a changed aim at accommodating student players in the under 20 category, who often miss classes due to weekday games. The decision, according to Solian, is intended to ensure students can participate without compromising their education. The tournament kicks off on Friday, February 7th, 2025, with the Women's Challenge followed by Under 20 Boys' match on February 8th and 9th. Senior men's games are slated for the following weekend, February 14th to 15th. All grand finals set for February 23rd. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
The executive of the annual JT Super 9s Challenge is imposing some strict guidelines for players taking part in the under 20 division. This means players without proper student ID or birth certificates will not take the field in this year's tournament, as per competition registration rules. JT 9's tournament director Bagelo Solian said since the introduction of under 20 division, there's been instances of discrepancies with players cheating about their age just to play in the under 20 and getting away. He said this is unfair, not true sportsmanship. Solian is warning teams that failure to abide by the tournament rules will result in loss of points to the opposing team. PNG's renowned weightlifter Steven Kari announced his return to the sport during last weekend's selection trial. The two-time Commonwealth medal winner made his comeback after 5 years. At the trial, Kari snatched a good record, noting he's still in good form and set for the Mini Pacific Games in Palau.
After leaving the weightlifting in 2019 following the passing of his coach, Steven Kari has not been involved in the sport for 5 years. Although spending considerable number of years out of the podium, the two-time Commonwealth medal winner returned to the podium in good form. Upon return, Kari lifted 145 kg in the snatch, the same weight he lifted in his last appearance before stepping out of the sport. Kari returned to the cheer of the weightlifting faithful in the main event of the Mini Pacific Games selection trials. Following his lift, Kari was grateful he returned to the sport. He expressed confidence and said he has a lot to offer in the sport of weightlifting.
Well, it's been, last game was 2019 in Thailand. But that was, I think, the World Championship or something like that. Yeah, that was the last day. After that, it was been COVID and everything else. And I take a break, making my way back again for a comeback. Coaches, presidents, and everybody else, when they talk, it's a different level. But when you talk about weightlifting, you talk about Steven Kari, like I said it. You can't tell me what to do. When you put the weights in the bar, you can't tell me what to do.
Kari added that if the young aspiring weightlifters want to pursue the sport, they should stay committed to their training and be disciplined.
Not many games, it's every game. I love weightlifting, and whatever it comes, I just have to get out there and inspire the whole world and the young kids. I think I'm in champions. That's all. Every one of them is an individual game, individual sports. You gotta get out there and train hard for it. For you to become a champion, it's not easy to become a champion. You just have to shut your mouth and train hard. That's all.
Vice President of PNG Weightlifting Federation, Jeffrey Robbie, welcomed the return of former representative weightlifter to the sports. Robbie said Kari's return means a lot to the federation and the young weightlifters, where they can learn a thing or two from the veteran.
Session for today We are pretty much happy with Steven Kari is making his comeback. This is the light of on behalf of PNG Weightlifting Federation. We are very happy to see Steven Kari, which will be competing today at the last session. So he is the highlight of the show for our selection trials today.
Kari showed he hasn't lost his flair in the sport he loves. One thing for certain is that Kari isn't done with the sport yet. Rex Litter, TVWAN Sports.
And that's all we have in sports. It's now over to Carol with the weather report.
Southern region, Port Moresby, partly cloudy to a few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Alatau, partly cloudy with chances of brief showers and possible thunderstorms. Mumase, Ley, mostly fine to cloudy with chances of few evening showers. Wewak and Vanimore, partly cloudy to chances of few light showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. KVN, Kokopo, Rapal and Kimbe, mostly fine. Highlands, Mount Hagen, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy evening with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka, Barnes and Kundiawa, mostly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral seas moderate to rough with west to northwest winds of 20 to 25 knots with gusts. Solomon Sea, seas moderate with northwest winds of 15 to 20 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth with northwest to northeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas slight with northeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Coastal waters. Waters of Samaria Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands and Huon Gulf to Finchafen, and waters of New Ireland to East New Britain to Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Vitius Strait to Siasi and Long Island to Medang, seas 1 to 2 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Pleasant evening. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.